Hello everyone and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we're looking at the first tank I was excited to unlock, the M5A1. Granted, it was also like the fourth tank I ever unlocked, but I was still really hyped to play it. I rushed home from school after thinking about it all day and I would get a few kills every game. I was happy, content with a few kills here and there, but now those are rookie numbers. I came back to play it recently because of all the fond memories I had of the M5A1, and what I found instead was a monster. The M5A1 is equipped with a 37mm M6 cannon. This is the same cannon used by the M3A1, but the M5A1 has a cool looking shield on the side. Obviously it's better. The gun has a short vertical stabilizer that can only effectively stabilize the gun under 15 km/h. The stabilizer is super important to keep in mind because at lower battle ratings most tanks are going really fast with bad suspension and no stabilizer of their own, giving the M5A1 first shot advantage in most engagements. The M5A1 also has three types of ammunition: AP, APC-BC, and HE. The AP shot is super basic, and you can unlock a better shot later in the modifications. The APC-BC has 87mm of pen, but it's solid shot, meaning that there's less post-pen damage. Getting a kill in just one shot is more difficult, but depending on where you shoot and what tank you're shooting, it is possible. The high explosive shell is not the most effective because of the small 37mm caliber, but at lower battle ratings there are tanks that could use a little HE if you want them to go away. Normally switching to other shell types in a battle would be difficult, but with the quick reload time, cycling between shells is super easy. The M5A1 can reload in 3.7 seconds with a stock crew, and with a high level crew and qualifications, the reload time goes down to about 2.9 seconds. Because of the small caliber and the fast reload times, the M5A1 goes through a lot of ammo, so it only makes sense that a lot of ammo should be brought into a match. Normally tanks shouldn't load up on ammunition because that loads up the ammo racks. The more ammo in the tank, the higher the risk of detonating the ammo racks. However, the small caliber of the ammunition takes up less space, so bringing a lot of ammo is okay to do, and recommended. The M5A1 has a Commander's MG, which is awesome. No. Wait a second, it looks like the US has not quite reached 50 cal technology, so we're stuck with the 7.62. It doesn't have good enough penetration to get through even thin armor, but it helps saturate enemy crewmen with some high velocity sleepy bullets when necessary. There's another important factor to consider when discussing armor protection on a tank: survivability. If a tank is ever penetrated by an enemy tank, that's not always the end of the story. The shell or the spall can disable valuable tank components or crewmen, but some components and crewmen are not valuable. You can survive without the machine guns or the tracks, and sorry assistant driver, you're not vital to tank survival either. Unfortunately, neither the armor nor the survivability are really all that good on the M5A1 either. The armor is 28.5mm thick on the upper front plate, the front plate, and the sides, top and bottom. Surprisingly, the thickest armor is on the lower front plate, protecting the transmission. The turret armor is 31.75mm thick most of the way around. The turret face is 44.4mm thick and the manlet is 50.8mm thick. The armor is very thin. The enemies have little penetration, but it's still enough to damage the M5A1. The four crewmen are packed together tight, so post-pen survivability is terrible. Again, with the tanks the M5A1 is fighting, their guns are often worse than the packed crew or the thin armor, but if a tank lands a good hit, something will break. It always does. The interwar period and early World War II were truly the era of the light tank. The main idea was to go fast, and the Stuart was exceptionally so. The M5A1 has 296 horsepower with a top speed of 56 kilometers per hour. The M5A1 weighs 15.6 tons with great acceleration. I keep mentioning how well tanks can get up to top speed in different videos because sometimes you look at a stat card and realize you've never gotten even close to the top speed before. I took the M5A1 out for a spin in a test drive and got up to 35 kilometers per hour in about 8 seconds and 44 in another 22 seconds. The M5A1 has great acceleration and it seemingly will not hit the top speed. Instead, the M5A1 tends to hang right around 45 kilometers per hour. This could be something with changing gears, or it would go faster on a road instead of dirt. All you need to know is that the M5A1 goes fast. This tank costs Force a Habit. This tank actually doesn't cost any money at all. What it does cost is 7,900 research points and 10,000 silver lions. It also costs 3,000 to train a crew and another 10,000 to get the qualified. So for a couple of good games at reserve and 23,000 SL, you can get the M5A1. In my mind, for such a small cost, anyone can play the M5A1 if they spend a little time trying to get it. It's pretty good to play with, but it's not the best. At 2.7, it's still competitive, and if you take your time, you can push the M5A1 pretty far. It's weak, but so are all the other tanks at this battle rating. It has super fast reload, and once again, so does everyone else. Yet the stabilizer and the Stuart platform make it better than a lot of other tanks. You can occasionally get a good flank behind enemy lines, but if you stay still for too long, you become an easy target for the enemy team. The M5A1 also unlocks the scouting ability, so don't forget that you can scout tanks and continue driving away. You can't fight the entire enemy team all by yourself, even if the M5A1 makes you think that you can. Always stay on the move, try to capture the objective when it's safe, and never try to take on more than 3 tanks at once. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you like what you see, consider watching some of my other videos. If there's a tank that you'd like me to cover in War Thunder, let me know. If you have anything else you'd like to tell me, leave it down in the comments, and as always, bye bye.